Hey there, we're going to get some divine guidance as it relates to 6 different areas of our lives. If you're part of our group here, collective, so we're going to use the Akashic Records deck and see what they have to say, what kind of advice we're going to get. All right, so if you're not really familiar with what the Akashic Records are, you can think of them as like an energetic database, okay? And it contains all the information, okay, about the universe. Every soul has its own Akashic record, which holds information about your soul gifts and your chosen life experiences. It also holds your karma, which is the energy of choices made in past lives that did not align to you, that you are still maybe repeating today and need to balance out through new empowered action. And then, so this makes the Akashic record the primary source of a soul's truth, which can sometimes feel hidden. And so we don't really want to have things hidden, right? We want things to come to the surface so that we can move through these things. And so due to any negative thoughts or emotional triggers, childhood conditioning and trauma and stuff like that kind of like, you know, have us in a place of shame. And so sometimes it's, you know, in this lifetime you're experiencing a result of something that might have been caused as for the sake of a lesson to be learned, or a contract you have with someone in your family, maybe as a result of something that happened in a prior life or other contract and that you're dealing and resolving in this life. So there's a lot of different variations here. So I don't know, Akashic record reading is quite fun. So if you're ever interested, check out the website. We do that together. It's quite exciting. And then I also hold an event once a month to explore the Akashic records. So check out on the website to see if that interests you as well. All right, so we're going to first focus on the life area of personal and spiritual growth. So let's just call in our angels, saints, ancestors, and guides into our space to provide love and divine messages for highest and greatest good, or surrounded in divine white light and love. Okay, just tap in, let me know you're here. All right, we'll get these messages for you. You can do that by sharing, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. It's all good. I appreciate all of you. So, all right, let's get this going though. Like, hurry up already. Hurry up already. All right, so I just did a divine feminine reading. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. Okay, strategy and planning, and then a new beginning. Okay, I'm just gonna get the cards out and then we'll go back over them, okay? All right, so strategy and planning regarding personal growth and development. There's a new beginning coming. Wellness, it's like see it through. You don't always finish what you start, so we'll figure out what that's about. I love this card deck because it has such great advice. Life areas, like tapping into wisdom and knowing that like your wisdom has to reach above what goes on here in the family dynamic. Okay, they wanted me to get that out there. So it's almost like you have wisdom that maybe someone or a group doesn't appreciate or something. We'll get into that. There's be present energy. There's release attachments when it comes to money. Then we have a few others that we will also talk about. Okay, is that it? All right. And the bottom of the deck is self-love. And so it says, you are worthy and deserving of all the abundance in the universe. Treat yourself with love and respect that you desire, and others will follow suit. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Love it. Okay, so let's get to it. All right. So first area is the life area of personal and spiritual growth. And so the advice here is, hold on, I'm getting a drink of water. Your girl's thirsty. Okay. Your action, so this talks about strategy and planning. Your actions have taken you to a new phase in your spiritual evolution. Now is the time to plan and strategize for the highest possible outcome. So this is like planning, taking steps to do research, you know, maybe group your research together so that there's some sort of way of like seeing the best options, evaluating what direction to take next, and kind of like work on steps, right? This would be like setting yourself up for success, okay, in your personal and spiritual growth. And so you may have some things that you want to learn or experience, or maybe you could be helping others with their spiritual growth. So it just kind of depends on like, you know, where do you want to take this? So some of you might be evaluating like, okay, like I'm switching from one type of industry to another industry, and like, what would that look like to me? What needs do I have? What are non-negotiables for me to make sure I have as part of this transition? Okay, because we do have a new beginning here, and this is potentially when it comes to partnerships. So this is saying that, you know, this card is putting you on notice that a change is at hand. It may feel like things are falling apart, but that's only to make room for the new. Okay, so I feel like you've kind of been already like tuned in to that something's coming, and you're kind of been planning behind the scenes. So I'm getting like, keep doing this, keeping it to yourself. Like, you know, it's not done until it's done, right? And maybe there's a need to kind of like continue to do your research on something. And then there's this like new beginning with somebody or a group. It may feel like things are falling apart, but that's only to make room for the new. So being open to synchronicities, as well as being willing to take risks at this time. Okay, and that is in romance and partnerships. The next one is health and wellness. See it through. There might be something that like you started and then you kind of like let it go. So this is calling out like you don't always finish what you start, and then you talk badly to yourself because of it. So there's a pattern here. They want you to break. They don't want you to be so difficult on yourself, but they also want to see you like prioritize something and finish it. And so you might be dragging on something that you want to actually accomplish for yourself. So, you know, try to see it through, whatever it is. I feel like you'll be really proud of yourself once you do. And then I have friends and family, and the wisdom here is you've been here before and you know what to do, yet you fear disappointing others. The wise choice may not be the popular choice, but choose for the highest good in the situation. Okay? Try to stay neutral in that. And then there's a need to be present in your career and business. So you're ungrounded and spending too much time in your head. Something has caused you to retreat to your mind. It's time to bring consciousness to it so you can resolve it and start living life more fully again. So maybe you do a lot of daydreaming. Maybe you're connecting with other realms and planes of existence. You're in like la la land. That would be a recommendation to kind of like, all right, like let's get back on track. We need to like strategize. We know something new is coming. We need to finish some things up, whatever this relates to in your personal life. You know what you know because you know, and just trust yourself with that when it comes to family and friends. Be present so that you can accomplish what you're here to accomplish. Like there's things that need to still like play out, okay? So just be in the present moment. Don't worry too much about the past or the future, but be present. And then there's a need to kind of like maybe look at how we're holding on to things, some sort of attachments. There's something you need to let go of. It's either like a limiting belief or an untruth or a negative behavior. It's kind of holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. So it talks about money and investments. Maybe it's just a lack mindset, or maybe you're spending, or you're knowing that like, you know, it ebbs and flows, and for you to be in flow will help the abundance flow. There's this like not holding on to the fact that there's this need to have less than or more than, right? I feel like it's trusting and having faith that like you always have what you need when you need it. And I feel like, and you're blessed. Okay, so just, you know, kind of remember that, right? It's like, I need to recall, like, you're on your path of enlightenment. Like, there's this, like, ascension happening here. Okay, you're being asked to also take the high road. There's an impasse with a relationship or a situation. It's now time to think bigger and release any desired outcomes and take the most positive course of action. Okay. It's like, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. That's the situation. Forgiveness. Withholding forgiveness only hurts you and prolongs the pain. It's time to forgive somebody, perhaps this person or this situation. It's time to forgive someone, or maybe even yourself, for you can stay on the path of your highest potential. And then we have shame. You've carried this burden far too long. It's time to release the guilt you've placed. And it's a new chapter in your life. Set a new goal and begin taking action towards happiness. Okay, so it's kind of like, you know, the narrative is that, like, you've learned something that you needed to learn on your soul's path and journey, and you can forgive yourself and the situation, for you have gained much more than maybe what you are seeing in this moment. There's a need to not shame yourself. There's a need to allow for the lesson to integrate so that you can move on. There's a beautiful new beginning here. There could be a new goal that you're trying to accomplish, and they want you to take action. Okay, towards that new goal. There is rewards and recognition here. So this is like a congratulations. Your hard work will soon pay off and take you in the direction of your dreams. And this is acknowledgement that your efforts are, and your own, and like you own your own power here. Like you've really overcome something major and figured it out, and you should be extremely proud of yourself. And I feel like, you know, you've been focused on putting the hard work in, and it's showing now. And the hard work that you've been doing is self-love. This was at the bottom of the deck, and you may also be, like, speaking your truth too. So you may be called to, you know, no longer remain silent. It's like you've stayed silent long enough. It's time to speak up and stand your ground and state your perspective. You will raise to a higher vibration when you let your voice be heard. That's powerful. And then self-love. You're worthy and deserving of all the abundance in the universe. Treat yourself with love and respect you desire, and others will follow suit. Aw, I love that. Beautiful messages here. Thank you. I guess we're going to stop it there. I'll see you guys next one. Bye now.